aren't able to join us this early can join us in the future. And we're going to start with Sherman. You were the first one here. Tell us your experience with Rapport as we go into our recharge season. And we'll move, we should have Eric joining us for some updates as well shortly. Go ahead, Sherman.
It was great, but I've lost video.
Okay, so we can hear you just fine and we can see you just fine. So share as loudly as you can, because I know you've got a volume opportunity. What your Rapport experience has been and what brought you to recharge.
The Rapport experience for me was great. April's the one that suggested that I take Rapport, but my experience was phenomenal. I got a lot out of it. It was rather life-changing. It showed me a lot of areas where I needed help and how I can work on well, the best way to put it, but how I can improve myself.
Excellent.
That's very important.
Excellent. Glad you're here. Anthony and Eric, thank you for joining us as well. Miss Holly, we'll call on you in a little bit. Anthony, would you share with us your Rapport experience and what brought you to recharge?
Yeah, am I okay? So I guess it's been probably about 4 years now that I went through LB1 for work and didn't take off in our business as we thought it was going to, but I thoroughly enjoy life and decided to give my wife the opportunity and go through. So me and her went through our PC together. We went through LB2 together, became master grads just a little over a year ago.
Congrats.
And I do the whole on-team experience. Thank you. I do the whole on-team experience whenever I can. I've been around quite a few times, and then saw this pop up as the recharge. Was always interested in how I can do more, help out more, and be around, and this really piqued my interest, so I decided to join you guys. Finally had a chance to do it live for once instead of watching the replay, so I'm here, excited.
Well, we're happy to have you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And go to Mr. Jim and then Holly and Eric. Jim, share a quick summary of your experience with Rapport, just to remind everyone.
Yes, both my wife and I are master grads. We took our first classes in 2000, and we're also Life Mastery and Eagle Quest grads. So I've always been interested in recharge. I attended several meetings in Reno when the Reno rechargers were around.
Mm-hmm.
And then I helped form a group in Medford, which I think lapsed a few years ago. I live in northern Oregon, northwestern Oregon, and I don't know of any recharge groups up here, so I've been hoping to start one.
And you've started building one for online, correct, Jim? Starting to.
Well, I put out a notice online looking for Oregon grads, and
Okay.
I received feedback from 5 people. And,
Awesome.
But we're scattered all over. There's 2 of us on the coast, or there's 1 on the coast, 2 in Medford, 1 in Portland, and me in the middle. So we're still working on it.
I love it. Great to hear, Jim, and happy to help put an online one until you can get a in-person one. Happy to help get that started with you.
Yep.
And Miss Holly, we're so happy to have you with us.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Hi, Anthony. Great to see your face. Anthony's been in our ADAPT program with me and been on team with me multiple times. Eric, nice to see your face. And April, thanks for inviting me. And so nice to see our graduates here together. I am currently trapped in a hotel in a small town in New Mexico as I wait on my car to be fixed, so pardon the setting. I am a master trainer at Rapport. I am one of their newest trainers, and I am also part of their team in helping us move some of our learning online. And I've been working with April about how we begin to move forward with different aspects. Anthony is one of our first people in one of our online offerings. Way to be first, Anthony.
Mhm.
And we're just so excited about what's happening and that people are wanting to recharge and reconnect with what they learned in Rapport, and then also help others do that. So thank you for having me, and it's just great to see you here.
Agreed. Thank you for being here. And Eric.
So I'm Eric. I am an LB1 graduate just recently, and I am actually enrolled in Mod 7 as well. So trying out one of the new online programs. Basically, I run all the administrative side of the, or background side of the recharge stuff. So if anything goes up on that, or have any questions on how to get things up on your own, just go ahead and shoot me a message.
Excellent. And Eric, do you want to share a couple of the things that are already have been completed so we can share some updates what we've created
Yeah,
and
definitely.
how you want people to register?
Yeah, so I'm actually working on that too right now at the same time, because Holly did point out something super necessary to me, as far as like trying to go and fill out the form and it did nothing. So I was like, oh man, I swear I tried it earlier and it did fine. So I go and type all my stuff in and it's like nothing happens. I was like, oh no. I was like, it was working just before. So I'm actually working on that. But you can actually go to rapportrecharge.com, and that is a website now for Rapport Recharge. And then it will be like Rapport Recharge, become a member, and we'll have that form set up. It is going to go into a database for you, so that way you can get our regular updates. That'll be emails, any kind of events. If you want to search out people that are in your local area or start a chapter of Rapport Recharge, we can get you going on who's in that area that wants to also be a part of that. So we're still building things out, but we are definitely making a lot of progress.
And you've also created a YouTube page for all the recordings as well.
Correct. Yeah, we have a YouTube page, we have a Facebook page, and I do post the videos on both. So I post them on YouTube first, and then I'll post them on the Facebook and also the page. Now, and Holly, I'm gonna just keep mentioning your questions because it came up really well in the email as well. It said, what's the difference between the page and the group? So the group is going to be a private group, so you are allowed to kind of post more intimate things with people that have been verified as going or being graduates of Rapport. Whereas the Facebook page, it's kind of more of a general discussion that is public to anybody that wants to go and look at it. So also when people are looking to go to Rapport in the future, they'll be able to see what kind of community they can get from it afterwards. So that's why I kind of want to split them up, but also make them linked. So that way, once you go and you graduate from Rapport, you look up Rapport Recharge, you go to the page and you'll see it right there, publicly, and you can figure out how to get part of that group either before you go to Rapport or after. So that's a
great opportunity. And Eric, I think that was a great, and thank you, Holly, for your commentary in the awareness. And I'd love for Anthony, Jim, or Sherman, or anyone that'd like to comment on it. And Anthony, maybe you can share. I'd be curious, and Jim, in regards to what you knew about Rapport before you took Rapport, and then now that you're a graduate and wanting to be part of these recharge groups, what do you want to make sure we really build in these recharge groups?
I just missed being there, and being in the Rapport lifestyle. I didn't have the luxury, other than my wife, to really have anybody outside of Rapport. Like I said, it was introduced in our company, but was quickly kind of seen as the black sheep people. Mm-hmm. So a lot of there was only 10 of us, and immediately the group went secretive, and a lot of them reverted. I don't want to say back or anything like that, but it was frowned upon to speak in that lifestyle. So I had my mentor who sent me, and then my wife was really my only other in touch people that I felt, I lost contact with some of the people from my class, and it wasn't as close as I wanted it. So then all these times, so that's why I made myself go back to being on team and getting back out there and reaching out to people whenever I could. So this just seemed like this would be an environment of like-minded individuals that, I don't know, for lack of a better term, somebody I can speak with about certain things that my general public people kind of is just a hair different. You know, I don't know how to describe it other than that. But so that's kind of what I'm looking forward to this. And I just recently moved out to the East Coast
Oh, awesome.
and looking to find those type of people out in this area. So
And where in the East Coast,
that's it in
Anthony?
a nutshell.
Absolutely.
I'm currently in South Florida.
Oh, very good. Okay. Well, Eric and I are and Sherman are in Tennessee. So we're on the East Coast with you as well. And I think I forgot to mention, if you haven't watched the videos, I am a Master Grad as well. And when I got introduced to LB1, it was by a graduate that was in one of my coaching programs for the company that I was sent through. And she nominated me. And when I came back, I also got the same black sheep aspect that you had talked about in the company. And so it was really interesting. I went right into PC afterwards, and then I got into a recharge group and actually hosted a recharge group at my company so that we could have that community. And I can, and that was 10 years ago. So now, just this last year, I set up a strategic partnership with Rapport and got to do the Master Grad part of it and realized that we really need to re-implement these opportunities. So thank you for your feedback. And I think that's a really key piece, is creating that community where you can have a way to voice where you're at, who you want to get connected to, etc. Great point. Mr. Jim.
I really knew nothing about Rapport. My wife was sent by her work, and she bought an LB1 class for me. I had taken several other leadership classes in my work and didn't really feel I needed it. And she coerced me to go, and I went and loved it. And within 6 months, within less than a year, we were Master Grads.
Awesome.
And both of us have been on team countless times. We've both been on team for every class except for team leadership. Leadership 2 and life mastery. Those are the only 2 classes we haven't been on team for.
Excellent. And is there anything, as you build these online groups and start to build in person, I know one of your major things are being to be able to build a type of nonprofit and the ability to fund youth to go through LB1 version of teen version of that. And I know that's something Eric and I have started to talk about and build on the website is a nonprofit version where we can build that on an online and regional and or national level. And so that is something we are looking into the processes. So I just want to let you know we heard you, and we're working on different aspects of it and finding more people to be involved in that process.
Well, we've personally sent probably 10 or 12 teens.
Awesome.
And the change that we see, the maturity growth that we see, the ownership of their lives and what happens to them, it's just amazing. And most of these kids that we sent are now in their mid to late 20s, early 30s. And it's just I can't describe it, with the change that we see in those people and what it does for them.
Exactly.
The confidence that it gives them.
Perfect. And wholeheartely agreed. And Eric has seen a couple of those teens go through a youth center program he was involved in years ago as well. You still know those individuals. So, okay. So to move forward into our next aspect, Ms. Holly, would you comment on the programs that Rapport's leading now as a master trainer, if you're able to hear us? We'll see if she's able to pick up on the call. She may have stepped away for a minute. And then Sherman and Eric, anything you want to comment on for the leaders that are getting ready to start their own groups, or anything you would want to see in our recharge as well?
If you want to go ahead first, Sherman. I'm sure mine's going to be a bit long. So.
Okay. Well, I know I just graduated in LB1 in last October. And I did not know what to expect, but April, who's my wife, strongly suggested that I go take it. And it seemed like a really good idea at the time, and it was. But like, I think what Anthony mentioned, we had our group put together, our team, and we communicated quite a bit up until about the first of the year, and then it just all of a sudden went dark. And I have now reconnected with one of the people that was in the group, and he and I started talking again, and he's in contact with a couple more people. We're going to try to get involved back into the recharge. I know one of the things he mentioned to me is that once you leave, what do you do? There's really nothing at that in place once you're gone from Rapport, unless you go back and take more classes. So I know that's something that's being worked on, and that's something he mentioned to me. So I was hoping he'd be on the call today, but he wasn't able to make it. But
The gift of recording.
huh?
And the gift of recording, so they're able to listen to it later and be able to start getting some more.
Positives coming from this, because it will be beneficial to have something in place where you can continually meet with people.
Excellent.
Meet with people that have taken the classes and actually can speak the language.
Appreciate that. Okay, Eric, roll on.
Well, my main thing is just for the people that really do want to get involved and do want to kind of take on that leadership role of starting a group in their area and, getting acquainted with the people that are in that area. I'm working on trying to set this up for where the Become a Member form, it kind of gathers your information like city or state, and also gets the phone number or email address, just some kind of contact information. That way, once we do find, some people that are kind of in the same grouping of area, or, if you're out there trying to start a group, you can say, hey, go to this website, enter in your information. They'll let us know, who else is around you too as well. And I'm working on being able to create logins for the people that are going to be starting groups, so that they will be able to have access to only the people that are in their immediate area, just so you would be able to have that contact information as far as just a name and number kind of thing, and email address, depending on what the permissions of privacy are given by that person that fills out the form. So just something I'm kind of thinking about working on here, and I'm not 100% sure how it will work out yet. But just so we can kind of build those team leaders up of the recharge groups, that is something you may want to be looking out for.
And hold on one second. Go ahead,
Excuse me,
Jim.
Eric.
Yeah, go ahead.
Eric, do you have Microsoft Office?
I do.
Are you aware that Microsoft has a video app in Office?
Are we referring to Teams right now?
Yes.
Yes, I am. And I am looking into us making that switch. So it is something I am considering and looking into more. I don't know enough about Teams because I've never really been a part of anyone that's used it. However, I do love how much it integrates with things. The only concern I was having was, about how it works on Macs and how it associates with other people if they don't have Office. So I'm looking into that in the background.
The satellite user does not need to have Office.
Okay, perfect.
All they need to do is download the app similar to Zoom.
Okay.
The coordinator is the one that has to have Office, and they coordinate it.
Perfect.
I implore you to research Zoom, particularly its security issues.
Yeah.
It has some very serious security issues.
Yeah, and I have done a bit of research on Zoom, and personally from using it in my own history, I also am looking for a new program just because I would like a new program. So that is definitely one that is at the top of the list, and we were contemplating making that change after you suggested it last time, and that's what kind of kick-started my research into it. So I should have an answer on that for you by hopefully next class, if not the one after.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of the things, and Eric, we caught your try, so I know you'll be removing
Yes,
that in the
thanks.
future. The gift of our Recharge community is to grow together, and to we have Zoom pretty heavily integrated into a lot of our tools right now, and so we are to make a shift. It would be a pretty big shift for us. So we want to make sure we do all the dominoes of that shift. And so thank you, Jim, for suggesting it. And I think we are deeply into that process.
Okay.
And I know we're looking at different resources for that. And I know Holly and I discussed, and to bring to the rapport group, and this will be my final question to walk away with today, we attempt to keep these very 30 minutes set up so that it's quick and effective, and yet also be able to walk away recharged. So I'd be curious, and Anthony, you'll be able to speak, and Eric, in regards to the ADAPT type of groups that you've been through and what Rapport is doing moving into the online world. Jim and Sherman, anyone else that would like to comment, the recharge groups, anything else you'd be looking for for Holly to take back to the team, leadership team. And Anthony, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so I did join the ADAPT program that started, it's been about a month now. And at first I was skeptical being away, being online, not being right there in your face. But I have got to say, it is very challenging. It's rekindled a good spirit within myself. The team is very interactive online. I think it's commonplace now in Facebook and other apps to, especially these Zoom meetings now, a lot of people are getting the experience of them. So I like the back and forth that we're having. I think it's a good start. I know there's going to be learning things what we can take away from it and build upon, but very cool, very nice done, very challenging. I'm actually a little, that 90% scared, 10% excited about my final project that's still due here in a couple days, and it's really got me just right back in that LB1 place, and fun and exciting things are coming forward. So very cool.
Excellent, and that's a value to you moving forward. I love that. Jim, anything you'd like to share? Anything you're looking for in Rapport offerings online?
Well, the main thing is just what I'm really working on right now is just working to contact as many people locally as I can to see what the interest level is, and any help that I can get there would be greatly appreciated. I'm not really sure what to ask for, though. I know that email addresses are a privacy issue that we don't want to hand out, those kinds of things. So I'm kind of struggling here to how to get the word out.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so what I'm doing, Jim, and that should be a benefit to that, is when you go to rapportrecharge.com, you'll see a button on there now that says become a member. And so you can go ahead and have anybody fill out that contact form. It does have a privacy policy built in. It has all the EU privacy policy stuff fit in there too. So they have the option of choosing what level of email communication they want as well. So I did kind of build all of that in, and it may evolve even more to allow even greater, control over your privacy. So that way we're not overstepping on anybody, because we don't want to do that at all. But we do want to give you guys all the opportunity to be able to connect. So I will encourage you all to go ahead and fill out that form on rapportrecharge.com and then click on become a member. It will open up a pop-up page and give you that form. That just goes into our HubSpot, so we can go ahead and get that information to you. And there's probably about 4 or 5 different levels of the emails. It's yes, send me everything, updates and events and whatever you guys come up with kind of email. And then it goes all the way down to, only contact me if you need me specifically. So there are options there for you guys. And if there's something you don't see on there that you want to see, go ahead and just shoot me an email. You can get me at eric@onelightahead.com, or also I have eric@rapportrecharge.com as well.
Excellent. And Eric, the leaders will have, you said you're working on a possible sign-in opportunity for them to have their certain territories too. That's going to be much more later down the road, correct?
Yeah, depending on how we end up structuring this legally, that's where we're going to get into the little bit of a mess of it. So like we were saying a little bit earlier in the call, we are looking at that nonprofit option. If we go into that, having volunteers in leadership roles is much more viable as far as under a whole umbrella, and there are different legal challenges with that that I'm kind of looking into more and more. But until we get kind of rolling with this a little bit more, if you need something, go ahead and just contact me. I can be the in-between as far as if you need to get someone around you, I can shoot them an email first through the system, make sure that we're respecting their privacy, and if they respond and want to be a part of something, they can do that. But go ahead and make sure you have them fill out that form and select what privacy level they want. So if they do want to be a part of this group.
And Eric, when they fill that out, it should get, once you have that updated, they should get or when they complete that, become a member, they'll get a email notification saying they're enrolled, etc. Correct?
Now, they should get an email notification pretty instantaneously saying, hey, you signed up for Rapport Recharge's emails. Are you sure? Do you want to confirm your email address to make sure you're getting these? Check out for that. I am still kind of working on the background parts of it. We don't have any customized email that shoot straight out yet, but I am working on that one, and it will be ready by the next time we have this meeting. But yes, you should get a automatic email as well.
Perfect. Sherman, anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Not today.
Okay.
Although I am looking forward to eventually going through LD2 and Power Communications, becoming a master grad.
All the different programs. Love it. Miss Holly, are you able to close us out with any commentary?
I can speak. I am in the middle of doing some things in my hotel room, but yes, I love to hear what's going on here. This has been amazing to see, and I know I speak for our entire team at Rapport when we say that we love our graduates. We love how you take our stuff and you run with it, and we're committed to continuing to grow as a company and to allow you all to grow, and then to enable people like April and Eric who want to create bigger and better things to allow them to grow. So just thank you from our team to each and every one of you for what you do and how you continue to support us.
Thank you for being here, Miss Holly, and love all the feedback. We will close out the recording today, and we will be back again next month. Feel free to share the invites in the private and/or public group, and we appreciate all of you joining us. We'll keep on building and recharging every day. Talk to you all
And make sure
later.
to check the Facebook page. I'll post all the links for everything on there today.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.